All right. Let's continue, shall we? Sound check. Are you working? Are you working? Farmer John. There we go. All right. Okay. More main story quest. We cannot allow the Shola to bear this burden alone. The next opportunity arises, I will offer my own aid. The purple sky.
This is where I belong. My home. This endless darkness you call the void. There was once light here, and it shone its warmth upon creation. The lands were green and the seas were blue. Life flourished.
Once upon a time.
Before the war. The Contra Memoria.
I'm excited to learn about the Dark
Must
World.
have been a terrible war indeed.
It shattered the balance, causing darkness to engulf the world. All life was transformed into monstrosities, void sent. We are the natural order now.
As light begat sin eaters, darkness begat void sent.
The sun was driven from the sky as fleeting day yielded to endless night. And though the spark of reason had died in us, driven by memory's shadow, we formed factions and carved out domains.
In time, even land and sea yielded to clouds.
This castle, for instance, its erstwhile lord must have abided in such a place once upon a time.
If I may, the darkness in you is too much for any man to harbor. To my eyes, you are indeed a void sent. Yet your knowledge of the past and your demeanor mark you apart from your brethren.
Quite.
You are different. That much is plain. But in what way, I am unsure.
As you say, I am void sent, but only in part. The darkness touched my mother when the war had only just begun, when I was still in the womb. As a child, I looked like any other, but darkness coursed through me, and I ceased to age when I'd become a woman grown. But that was then. And now, I may as well be one in full. I prey on the weak and serve the strong. I live to survive. Nothing more.
Forgive me. 'Twas not my intent to pry. I realize, too, that I've neglected to ask your name.
As we say mortal, you may call me void sent.
That is liable to cause confusion. If you are not averse, we would address you by your true name.
Then call me what you will. I care not.
What are you going to call her?
How about Zero?
Meaning nothing. A name as fitting as any.
No, not nothing, but rather a beginning. For it remains to be seen what you will become to us.
As I said, I care not. Zero, then.
Music. I think it's a nice name.
A name is a string of sounds. Its meaning has no bearing on my nature.
Well, Zero, while there is no end to the questions we could ask, it is only fair that we tell you our purpose in coming here. We are searching for a dragon.
Mal.
One who came to your world long ago.
A dragon?
Yes. Ajdaya is her name, and she is my sister. If you have any knowledge of her, I beg you share it with us. Did you say something?
No.
I thought I heard a voice as well. The keening of void scent, perhaps.
Void Scent Dragon? Maybe the Bone Dragon? I must say we're rather exposed here. Perhaps we could continue this conversation within the castle. The throne room is defensible, given its few points of ingress. Let us head back there. Moving wasn't part of the bargain. I'll comply, but I expect my payment promptly. You should have it as soon as we've arrived. I love every single time we get a callback. I love it. And the callbacks to old Final Fantasies, it's good crap. When proceeding, several cutscenes are playing in sequence. It's recommended you set aside sufficient time to view these scenes in their entirety. In addition, you'll be required to participate in battle. Your progress will be saved at certain points. In the event you're defeated, you'll be able to try again from the most recent of these. Please note, if you enter battles associated with other quests or log out from the game, your progress will be lost. Okay then.
This place is as good as any. Let me have the ether now.
Very well.
Didn't we beat you
Fiend
already?
again? But we struck it down. Watched it die.
Fools. Death doesn't exist in this world. And I am free to return whensoever I please.
Death doesn't exist. Of course, in the first, the power of light, of passivity, prevents life from emerging in the empty. But in the 13th, the power of darkness, of activity, prevents life from finding rest, even should soul be separated from flesh.
So unless one's essence is absorbed by another, it is possible to return again and again.
reminiscent of that creature's. Ah, my mouth waters at the memory.
What?
I must devour you too. Yes, I must. Ye drifting souls, by my power be reborn!
Trial? Oh no, there's just another thing.
If it's another death they want, I say we give it to them.
If you could lend us a hand, we'd be much obliged.
That you would. But you already owe me a debt, and until you make good on it, I won't.
Lift a finger.
We'll speak after you've won. But know that if you lose, I'll help myself to your ether.
That a bothersome duty should deliver to me this lavish feast. Come, struggle with all your might. It will make you that much richer and tastier.
Good old music.
Domain serves me now. Come, feast upon their flesh.
The castle answers your call. We'd do well to break up this feast quickly.
Then let's see these guests on their way.
Right.
Behold the power of the Archfiend of Earth!
It means to resurrect them again.
He hastens their regeneration.
We are deathless! You cannot defeat that which cannot die! Struggle and slaughter all!
This bodes ill.
What?
Our foe has too great an advantage.
We need to drag him out of this damnable feast. Quickly, stand together!
No matter what you do, you cannot hope to win.
You never know until you try, and I'm always happy to experiment.
Got that scheduled L here.
Zero! Is there no way to stop them from coming back?
There is, but I have no reason to share it with you.
You know, Zero, you do owe us for one thing. Your name. You'll have your promised ether, but we are owed compensation for your name.
Nice.
A name for which I did not ask. But that I nevertheless did accept.
Been crystallized.
Well now, that's quite the trick.
Indeed.
Satisfied?
Completely.
Come, my friends. With Zero's aid, we can defeat him.
Totes.
What is this? What have you done?
Now that I think on it, you owe me a debt as well. You may have missed your mark, but I won't miss mine. However incurred, a debt is a debt. I will repay it here and now.
She can turn void scent into crystal.
What is this for? You assemble before my truth strength.
This sounds like Serpentis from Aspen Hotel.
Attend to the minions first. Be gone! That's far enough. This will hurt. Another debt to repay.
I must deal with you first. I'll kill you all myself!
Finally getting serious, though. Very well. Let us return the favor.
Got him.
Fools! Do not think you have defeated me. I will return again and again. What? My flesh? Why won't it heal? What is the meaning of this? To seal ether in crystal. Memoria. But how? How can you have this power? Death has no place in this world. We are beyond it. And yet... Ah, Lord Goldness, you have sent me to my doom. Curse you and your wretched flattery, and this abominable fate.
Oh. She's important to have around. Alright then. Oh, that's it.
You are welcome, seekers of might. I, Golbez, have called you four hither. I, who would see us triumph in the coming crusade, that I may entrust you with command of our armies.
Yes, but what of the crew's gift? In exchange for our loyalty, we are to feast on the finest ether.
And so you shall, for if you are to serve me, you must be strong.
Then honor the pact, and pray we are not disappointed.
Very well. Behold.
The fiery wings, the savage horns. It pulses with life. Such vibrant ether. This magnificent creature could only come from beyond the veil.
Indeed. Feast, my friends. Feast and arise as my four archfiends.
Okay, well, apparently that's our 5 things here. 4 archfiends and then the big boss. One would assume. Because I know there's 5 parts to Endwalker's postgame.
As they are now, they can consume but a fraction of the dragon's ether. Just as well, the creature may yet serve other ends.
Bone Dragon?
Are you all right?
Yeah.
The Void Sense essence remains, but it has been sealed away, transformed into crystal.
Memoria.
Not bad.
Scarmelione called them. I take it they are connected to the war of which you spoke.
Aye. Their use was central to the Contra Memoria, hence its name. And to my knowledge, the transformation is permanent.
I see. We thank you for coming to our aid.
I repaid a debt, and in doing so ensured that I received my own due compensation, which I shall have now.
Yes, yes. I still have work to do, so I would thank you not to get carried away.
Ether is the coin of choice. I appreciate the simplicity.
Need to lay down?
That makes us even, I trust. Right then. When you picked up the crystal, you experienced a vision, did you not?
Yep.
A dragon resembling a great worm. I dare to hope that it was Ashdaya. Even as it pains me to think she is being made to suffer.
For the ambitions of this Golbez.
We've been given much to consider. Let us take a moment to review what we know.
In light of our recent experiences, I expect we have all questions. I trust Zero can answer some of them. We should still be owed at least that much, I dare say. Pieter, you've come to the 13th before, yes? You fought Void sent here?
Yep, I did.
But clearly you didn't know they could regenerate, else you would have shared that detail beforehand.
They seemed to stay dead at the time, yes.
I doubt not that they did. There must be a reason why the ones you defeated did not return, in contravention of the natural order. Do you remember alter the ordinary, out of the ordinary, receiving magic like Zero's, perhaps?
We're in a crystal tower.
There are circumstances in which we're unable to return. If you like, I can tell you about this. And please do. The more you devour, the more powerful you grow. But in the process, your essence is blended with those of your prey. If you were to lose your flesh, the souls who you'd come to harbor may break free and coalesce into a distinct void scent once more. And before you yourself return, your own soul may get devoured by your enemies or your elsewhere prey. A fate far more likely for stronger beings, who require more time to regenerate. However, even assuming you survived the process, it was highly uncommon to return as you were. Yet despite his greater strength, Scarlemone managed to resurrect rather swiftly. Are there others capable of the same? Not that I'm aware of. His attachment to his flesh must have been unique for him to develop such an ability. Alright, my computer's not wanting to turn back on. I believe we understand the fundamentals of rebirth now. If I may, I would ask you about your power. Will you tell us about it? What you saw should speak for itself. I combine the ether of the soul and crystal. Many wielded this power during the Common Memoria, but I'm the only one left. I'm told that heroes of the 13th once sealed gods in stones called Auracite. Are they in the Memoria one and the same? Auracite. I don't know this word, but the world is vast, and perhaps Memoria has different names elsewhere. It does sound quite similar. How does one come to wield Memoria, and what happened to your peers? Never thought about that. I do know, though, that Void Scent can't use the power. I assume I can because I'm mortal in part. I see. Zero. I would ask you about the man called Golbez. He may well have my sister in his clutches. Is there aught you can tell us, Sabine? The name sounds vaguely familiar, though I can't say how I know it. If he is powerful, however, someone in the castle may have heard of him. We must try talking to the other voice again. Let us entrust this task to Pieter. His echo will help facilitate communication. More importantly, he should be able to maintain his composure better than a concerned sibling. That I cannot deny. Now forgive me. What would you not ask about Golbez in my stead? On the terraces to begin with, perhaps. Sure. Thank you. We shall remain here and discuss what other avenues we might pursue in the meantime. All right, just accepted. Let us head this direction. Into the hydromanic terraces. Oh, there's very purple here as well. So, So the clever one hasn't been eaten. If no one wants it, then perhaps... I'm wondering if you've heard of this guy. Golbez? Of course I know him. Only a fool without ears wouldn't. His arch-fiends lead armies to ravage and conquer. They devour those that they deem worthless. Those who cannot fight. If you don't want to be eaten, you'd better flee. Though soon there will be nowhere to run. And the archfiends keep only those who are fit for battle. Others must escape or be consumed. If the one who devours her dies, perhaps the mistress will return, and then I may bask in her gaze again. Have you heard about what's his name? Golbez, you say. My mistress spoke of him. He commands the archfiends. They're very powerful and have conquered many domains. The mistress bade us defend the castle from them. Yes, she did. These archfiends have been attacking other domains. A fearsome reputation precedes them. The tasty one returns to tempt me. I mustn't eat you. Yes, I mustn't eat you. Have you heard of Golbez? Golbez, I know him from those I've eaten. His minions, and his minions of minions. No one ever sees him. He's only a minion. Golbez would seldom have him to act personally. It would not be easy to reach him. So is Golbez Final Fantasy 1? I'm not familiar with Golbez. Maybe it's Final Fantasy 2. In keeping with the music here. I've been playing Final Fantasy 14 today, so time to look out for a bit. But I'm sure about for now other things. Welcome back, Peter. We were able to learn a lot of value. Apparently they've been rampaging through other kingdoms, and he doesn't do anything himself, and they've been pretty vicious. This place was supposed to defend against it. So countless Voidsent answer to the Archfiends, who in turn answer to Golbez, as your vision did suggest. Its carnival digression is also consistent with the claims that the Archfiends conquer other domains. The question is, how do we reach Golbez if he surrounds himself with armies of minions? We could target his other Archfiends, or perhaps those who fled his service. Either may yet yield useful information. That said, we can't do much while we're stuck on this isle. Zero, I would ask a favor of you. I am determined to find my sister Ajaya. If there is even a faint possibility that Golbez has her, then I must find him. To that end, I want you to lend us your strength and knowledge. Will you accompany us on our quest? Forgotten the way of this world already? If you want help, offer payment. None here will aid you out of the kindness of their hearts. Any who claim otherwise are liars and betrayers. Or is this less a request and more of a threat? If I refuse, will you force me to serve? Well, surely you'll desire something. Name it. I have no purpose. Why would I desire anything? That's why I didn't bother to resist when the others here fell upon me. What matters in a world that is already dead? Well, by that logic, you've no reason to refuse our requests. The payment need but beats your satisfaction, correct? Did I not already say as much from the start? Very well, Zero. I propose you travel with us, and whenever you perform a deed that requires payment, we shall provide it in April. That's all you had to say. Everything else is superfluous. Fair poet. Where to now? Either place the Archfiends may strike next, or where refugees and deserters may seek sanctuary. I know the latter. I'll take you there. I assume you also know how we can get this. I assume you also know how we can get off this isle. Plus, you're on a mount. You can surely leave the same way. Well, now that you mention it, I did notice some flying creatures near the terraces. Given our numbers, we'll need a large one, but regardless of size, all can be won over with enough ease, eh? Excellent. Let us go and find our mount at once. Sure. Let's do it. Good Lord Goldes must hear of this. All right. Yeah, there's Zero. You should be able to find a mount here. With a castle in disarray, the creatures will be hungry. Just a little aid should suffice. Are you ready? Time to leave the keep. Keep on keeping on.
There it is.
A zoo? Wyatt, you are a big fella, ain't you?
Good. It agrees to serve. Get on.
Sure. That's good DNA and full goblin like that. The first world.
What is this place?
My domain. In the beginning, it was a sanctuary for me alone. But over time, others began to gather here. Those who had nowhere else to go.
A settlement of pariahs?
What's that? Mortals! They're mortals! What did they sleep in? Let me have some, let me have some! Not fair. I don't want to be.
You are under my protection here and will not be harmed. I give you my word.
In exchange for what?
Follow me.
There's going to be payment requested and required of that. If we accept her word, there will be payment required later. This is my abode. The others will not come near, so you may be at ease. While they know their place, if tantalizing ether were to walk by, I can't guarantee they wouldn't pounce. It's avoidance nature to consume. Their sole purpose, in fact. Even if the pursuit of aether may lead to their undoing, many succumb to instinct. But any who succumb here will have to answer to me. This is my domain's one and only rule, and it is absolute. Consider yourselves duly warned. If you wish to go among void sent here, this is your choice to make. All have fled from one master or another, but whether any of these masters in turn served Golbez, I do not know. You must ask them yourselves. Most have traveled to your world, so it wouldn't be difficult to communicate. We shall go about making inquiries at once. Thank you for your counsel. Once we have learned all we can, let us reconvene at yonder plaza. They're going too, of course. In which case I shall accompany you. I wish only to observe. Do not expect me to help. Sure. Then it is settled. I'm ready when you are. Alright. Let me use the restroom and grab some more water, and I'll be right back. Let's see, where were we? Ready? Then lead the way. I leave it to you to decide to whom to speak. She's now accompanying you. Keep her in the side to do this. And here's the tutorial again. So 5 was the over-under. So that's 1 out of 5. Again, this is before we reach Dawn Trail. I call this my abode, but spend hardly any time here. I'll return only for meditation. While physical wounds can be healed by replenishing one's ether, you can't preserve your form if you lose sight of yourself. Such is the risk inherent in consuming another's soul. It dilutes your sense of self. It alters you from the inside and out. To guard against this, I meditate. Visualize who I am in a place all of my own. Walk around with her like that. You're her minion, then. You know I don't take minions. Yet some questions. I want you to answer them. Golbez, I don't know that one. Only Skask. When she led us beyond the veil, I grew scared and fled. I've been here since. I don't know anyone else, nor do I wish to. That's all I can tell you. Skask was a powerful voidsent who ruled over a vast domain. That was a long time ago, though, so I doubt she has any connection to Golbez. But she might. Stay away from me. If you don't want to get eaten, stay away. I have questions. Golbez. Golbez, I've heard that name before. Ah, yes, I remember. Always speaking of a great crusade. I don't know what it was, but it sounds delicious. Crusade, you say? Whom did you hear this from? Farfelo. He's a minion of another minion. Went on and on about the terrible things he saw. I see. Perhaps Farfelo can tell us more. Tell me about this plaza. This is the heart of my domain. Normally it's deserted, but you and yours have drawn everyone out. I don't recall this statue, though. However it came to be here, I certainly didn't wish for it. You're one of the martyrs. Is it true? When you die over there, you really die? Oh, yeah. We're mortal. That's what that means. So it is, so it is. What brings you here, then? Well, I was going to ask you about Golbez. Ah, yes. Golbez. He seeks strong minions to grow his army, so I hear, but recently he stopped doing that. Instead, he just devours all. Perhaps he's gathered enough fodder and is now intent on bolstering his own strength. A sure sign he's about to make a move of some kind. I'm satisfied with what you've learned. But let's step away before you become too tempting to resist. It seems the rumor of Golbez reached even my remote domain. Fair to assume he's gathering strength for his crusade, whatever that may be. But I must say, I would not have guessed that Farfelo once fought in Golbez's army. It's a miracle he survived serving an archfiend. Well, apparently. I suppose I should explain. The Farfelo is the weakest among us. Constantly in fear of being devoured, he seldom consorts with others. The only one he's comfortable with is Ciritello. He's a fellow coward who runs the instant he senses a threat and won't stop until he's exhausted. When their hunger grows too intense, they feed on each other's aether. Such is their relationship. But I ramble. You intend to seek out Farfelo, I presume? Yes. Then I will come with you. He's less likely to hide that way. All right. Meanwhile, elsewhere... So 1 down, 3 to go.
Not only did the mortals conquer Troy, they defeated Scarmalione. I struggle to believe it.
It's kind of wacky.
Very small, my lords. They were aided by one of our world, who transformed Scarmalione's soul into crystal. Crystal? This one speaks of Memoria. Now there's something I've not heard for an age. It'll bring a pang of nostalgia to my breast and a tear to my eye. Yet the very notion wasn't absurd! Drowned in darkness. As were we all.
And yet Scarmalione still does not answer. Were he alive, he would have returned by now. Weakest though he was, his ability to regenerate was without peer. If this account is true, if a Memoriat has survived, they cannot be suffered to live.
Leave this matter to me, Lord Galvez. I, Barbaricia, shall strike down any who pose a threat to our plans.
'Tis true, you are a proven commander, well suited to leading an assault.
And when I have succeeded, I would beg a boon of you.
What do you desire?
The dragon's ether. All that remains.
The insolence. No place.
With respect, my locks are free as the wind, without incentive to sway them. I know not whither they will blow.
Boldly spoken. I trust you will not disappoint me.
Upon this flowing hair and my immortal soul, I will not fail.
Flowing hair. I believe we dealt with someone like this in the World of Darkness, didn't we? Pretty sure we did.
Then go and impress upon these interlopers the futility of defiance.
It was in one of the dungeons.
My lord.
Faffarello keeps to the fringes of my domain. This way. The Void Sent here do not answer to a master. They can do as they please. But all must answer to the hunger and seek out prey when they need Aether. Except Faffarello and Ciriello, that is. They are content to take from one another. Barring an incident, they dare not venture out. When he takes flight, Ciriello will not seek shelter until he is utterly spent. Faffarello, on the other hand, prefers to hide in the same place. Come. Oh, whatever will I do now? Oh. Sriato, this is rather unexpected. Where is Faffarello? Oh. Just a second. I'm getting texts. Faffarello. He isn't here anymore. He's left. Yes, that's right. Left. That doesn't sound like him at all. Well, he's gone, all right. What more do you want me to say? And off he flees, as he is wont to do. Something about this does not sit well with me. What do you make of Siriato's behavior?
He seems frightened. Perhaps someone had threatened him.
I doubt it. Had he been threatened, he would have found him in one place. We would not have found him in one place. No, he would run in circles until he could run no more. That is his nature. As he says, Farfarello's gone, but that is quite unusual. As is the fact that Siriato, who was clearly frightened by something, chose not to flee, but instead to hid here, where Farfarello usually... No. We must go after Siriato. Now.
What, you think he ate him?
Sorry, my wife is... Oh, okay. My wife is giving me updates. I have to go pick her up today.
All right. Did you just eat your friend?
Siriato, we need to talk. There is no time. The wind rises. We must flee. The wind rises? What is he talking about? After him. What has gotten into you? What do you mean the wind rises? When the wind rises, she comes. Barbaricia. Barbaricia? Who in the world is that? We must flee, all of us. There is no time. I don't sense anything at all, but he seems convinced. At the dead end beyond, we'll corner him. And then jump off to his death. Doing something nuts like that. We are doomed. There's nowhere to run. What are you running from? I already told you. Barbaricia, the archfiend of wind. Archfiend, you say? He will be devoured and forced to serve, to fight in the crusade, but it makes no difference. In the end, all are eaten by her or her enemies. I do not want to fight anymore. That is why I fled and came here. I see. That explains everything. Almost. I thought it was Farfarello who used to serve as an archfiend. Not you. No, not you, who always ran at the first sign of trouble. You, who now speaks as though you were Barbaricia's minion. There can be only one explanation.
He did that with Farfarello, didn't he? A jerk.
Indeed, that would account for his uncharacteristic behavior. So is that the way of it? Did you devour Farfarello?
Not just a portion of his aether, either. His entire being. How did you know? It wasn't only your behavior that felt strange. You felt strange, as if there were more of you present. Now, I don't believe you'd have lost control. More likely it was at Farfarello's behest. I can't hide anything from you. I admit it. Farfarello did not leave. I ate him. He feared Barbaricia more than anything, hated the endless fighting, so he begged me to devour him, but me who would never have to fight again. Rather than an eternity of fighting, he chose a moment of pain. For all the good that it did, I can still hear his voice in my head. He's frightened, so very frightened. All right, there's the man versus bear argument, where it's like, yeah, a moment of pain is much better than a lifetime of suffering. When you're eaten, your essence is blended with that of your devourer, and though you have no control, your consciousness in part endures. Were this a world where the wheel of life and death still turned, the soul would not linger so stubbornly. In time, it would return to the great flow. There is no such end here, no escape. All know this, and making his choice, Farfarello must have been desperate. Desperate indeed. And now the desperation is joined with Suriato's fear, driving him to act erratically. This place will become a battlefield. You do not want to be eaten, neither me nor Farfarello. But there is no one to go. Nowhere. Then tell me about Barbaricia. I would know who it is we face. It is too late. She is as good as here. No one can escape her winds. No one.
That's cheery. That wasn't there a minute ago.
And she's brought her domain with her. The Archfiend's after you and yours, I shouldn't doubt. Perhaps you should go and find them. But be warned, whatever this is about, do not expect us to get involved.
Right. I may need your help, like defeating her, though.
I can't bear it! Eating and being eaten! I only want to be left in peace!
You and me both.
So apparently Barbaricia is here.
Approaches.
Yeah,
they must
apparently.
have been tracking our movements.
She's that way. Hey there, Groot wannabe. What's up? That's a nice S word you got there.
Excellent. You've saved me the trouble of traveling to Troya.
So you're Barbaricia.
Mind your manners, mortal. My name is not to be spoken, save in reverence and fear.
Is that so, Barbaricia?
And what is this pitiful domain? Pitiful wretches all. I will put you out of your misery.
Interesting subligar you got there, lady.
Alas, poor Scarmiglione, and good riddance. Felled by outsiders in pursuit of what? Pray tell?
A dragon. One who crossed to this world thousands of years ago. Know you aught of it?
Oh, she knows.
A dragon, you say? Huh. My Lord Golbez is more clever than I realized. To let the prize live, that it might lure more prey to us. Very well. In gratitude and service, I shall devour every last mote of their souls.
Where is she? Where is Ashdaya?
Huh. You even share its scent. How curious. And irresistible.
If you think us easy prey, you're wrong.
Unlike Scarmiglione, I need not skulk in shadow to claim what is mine. If you would know about the dragon you seek, then enter into my domain. You may flee instead if you wish, if the fate of the sorry lot here is of no concern to you. One way or another, I will have satisfaction.
What's the plan then?
Go out to Bavaricia. What else is there?
Indeed. Yet she will have the upper hand in her domain. We must be no less than fully prepared.
Quite.
We find her and get our answers. Will you be joining us, Zero?
You may be easily goaded into accepting her challenge, but my curiosity is not so insatiable as to cloud my judgment. Nevertheless, if you are desperate for my aid, you know my price.
I shall pay it. So long as you leave me strength enough to see my sister home, you may take as much as you wish. And lest you forget, mine is no ordinary ether. Bavaricia too recognized its potency.
Very well. We have a bargain.
The less time we give the enemy to prepare, the better. If everyone is ready, then let us set forth. Indeed, and yet my heart weighs heavy for those Bavaricia struck down. Were it not for us, she would not have come here. Should you require a moment, Zero? For what? Bavaricia took what she could. She was wise to strike quickly, as would we. Indeed, this is no time for sentiment. Only the battle matters now. Only the battle matters now. There's the words I was looking for. A word of warning. Bavaricia spoke if she would give us answers if we were to defeat her. But even assuming she would talk, which I doubt, I trust I needn't tell you now how foolish it is to give an archfiend a second chance. Best to seal her away at the earliest opportunity. If you wish to peer into her past, the memorial will suffice.
I'll try, but I can make no guarantees.
You do that. If you fail, well, we'll just have to search elsewhere for answers. Rest assured this will be our last opportunity to speak with Algera, to learn about Algera. If another archfiend were to fall, Golbez would surely be compelled to respond. We need only wait for our quarry to come to us. Indeed, if our struggles with Caliban taught us aught, it is that we must hold nothing back when facing an archfiend. Let us heed Zero's advice and seal our way at the earliest opportunity.
Quite.
If we're all in agreement, then let us be off. We travel by Nizrok. About 2 hours left of stream.
You're not the only ones who can ride the wind. Leave these ones to us.
I see to Barbaricia.
Storm's Crown, now accessible. Which should be a trial, yes? Yeah. Alright. Alright. I'm gonna go to the bathroom and then we'll come back and fight this. Burp. Alright, should be less than 5 minutes on this one.
check on cryo. Oh, never mind. Never to leave the area. We don't have all the DPS. We should have no problem getting another one. Come on. And there it is. Empress of the Winds, Barbaricha.
Come, give yourselves to my scouring winds that I may feast upon your essence.
All right, let's do it.
Such rich, exquisite ether. My hair shimmers with anticipation. On your guard. Try this. Have at you. My legs are as the wind. Supple, strong, and free. Try this. A fair wind blows.
I didn't care.
You feel it too, do you not? You've done well to last this long. But the battle has only just begun.
Oh, clothes fell off. He's now a Titan.
I'll slaughter you all. Dodge this if you can. I'll make it quick.
Bad timing game. A computer, I should say.
Don't underestimate me.
No.
Feel my fury. Know your place. Gone from my sight.
Got it. Good team.
No, I will not be denied.
Oh, come on. All right, computer, come back. Good times. All right. Hey, commendations. Awesome. Thank you, folk.
There's still time. With more of the dragon's ether, I can yet... You're finished. Damn it all!
Bye. Now, the question is this still just the first patch? Or are we in the second patch yet? There's a lot of material. It's just still the first patch. But that wouldn't surprise me.
I see you've bested Barbaricia. Well done.
Her minions too are all crystallized or scattered. The day is ours.
What of my sister? Tell me you learned something about Ashdaya.
Not a thing. Killed her before I could ask any questions.
So the Archfiend and her crystal yielded not.
Our efforts have not been entirely fruitless.
We did kill a second of the
We have
Archfiend.
deprived your sister's captor of another powerful champion. With Zero, we may yet challenge Golbez and his minions.
Which would be nice.
Indeed. We could not have come this far without your aid. Thank you, Zero.
I but fulfilled my part of the bargain. And now I will have my...
Echo? Zero?
Her ether is nearly spent. Perhaps unsurprising given how much power she used.
I wouldn't want to face another Archfiend without her. We should hurry back to Zero's domain.
Wait.
Agreed. Eager though I am to continue, it would be unwise to risk our lives for the sake of haste. Let us suspend the mission and tend to Zero.
All right. The thing is, I haven't gotten a little notification that's like successfully completed this mission, you know, like an achievement, which makes me think we're still in the first patch. Though Zero remains unconscious, she appears otherwise fine. Insofar as I can discern, at any rate, being part of Void Center, physiology may be rather different from ours. Let us observe her for a while as we discuss our next move. All right, sounds like a plan. How long do you suppose she'll remain this way? I haven't the faintest inkling. Nor can I say... I haven't the faintest inkling. Nor can I say whether the aether we afford to share will be enough to waken her. It would be best to take her back with us to the source. There, she would be guaranteed all that she requires. Zero cannot give her consent, but it seems we have no choice. The alternative would be to leave her here, defenseless. Should she later desire it, we can always bring her home. Pieter, might I ask you to hold on to Barbaricia's memoria? It may yet serve a purpose. Sure, I can do that. Hey there, Im. What's up? Oh, what happened to her? You have business with Zero? We have a newcomer, a former minion of Barbaricia. Let her know when she wakes, will you? Barbaricia's minion? So why not go and find this newcomer, so we have something to tell Zero, if nothing else?
Indeed. May I trouble you to join me, Pietro? With luck, we may learn something of Golbez. Sure. What's the worst that could happen? We're only in hell. It's fine.
You're the one who failed Barbaricia. I won't make trouble. I'll obey. So please let me stay.
If you would obey, then tell me all you know of Golbez.
There isn't much I can tell. Only the archfiends are allowed into his domain, wherever it is. None but they know.
I see. No better way to guard oneself than keeping one's location secret. How does Golbez communicate with his minions afield?
If he has these scepters, staffs, or whatever they are, he uses them to talk to those far away. Not unlike link pearls.
Oh, sorry. Not unlike link pearls, at least in function. That will be all. My thanks for your cooperation. My thanks for you as well, for affording me the time. I am satisfied. Let us rejoin the others and head home. I trust you understand that once we leave the 13th, we will not be able to return until we're prepared to resume our search. Knowing this, are you ready to depart? Yes. Is Zero going to be able to survive in the source? That's the real question. Back to Troya then, and thence home. Sure. Yep. I'm very curious to see what's going to happen to her whenever we take her to the source. She looked very different before.
You're all safe. Thank the sisters.
A moment while I close the gate.
All right.
There. We may rest easy for now. Was there any trouble? I expect some void scent slipped through.
A few did, aye. But we were ready and dealt with them without incident.
Well,
that is well. I cannot thank you enough for your vigilance.
Well, we brought a void scent too.
Yes, you're grateful. But aren't you forgetting something more important? You know, the polite but warm formalities one delights in hearing when their little brother returns from a long journey.
Indeed, you are right. It is good to be home again, among those who I love dearly and missed so much.
And we are glad to receive you, Vashan. Welcome home.
Chambers have been prepared for your use at Megaduta. Let us take Zero there at once.
All right. That is a shiny outfit. Megaduta attendant. Master Krolitsk, we have been expecting you. If you would follow me, I will show you to your guest chambers. Sure.
Our mission took many an unexpected turn. I am relieved that we have all returned safely. But before you all enjoy the rest you have earned 12 times over, I would consult you on one last matter.
Zero.
While she appears none the worse for wear, she remains locked in slumber, and I cannot help but worry. Is there aught we can do to expedite her recovery? If her ether is exhausted, perhaps I can share some of mine now.
In the wastelands of the 13th, one can only replenish ether by taking it from others, be it by trade or by force. In contrast, the source is rich in ambient ether. Simply being here and drawing breath, Zero will absorb what she needs.
Okay.
Then we need but wait?
I believe so. She will awaken in time, and when she does, give her something to eat. Judging by her form, she should also be able to derive nourishment from food. I know you promised her your ether, but perhaps she might appreciate fine Harnish cuisine more.
I think she's like both.
Food can certainly be arranged.
She looks like any other person. Unsurprising, perhaps, given that she is only part void sent.
Yeah, but, I mean, part demon is still part demon.
Zero said before that Xenos had altered her essence. A change wrought, I suspect, with the power of darkness. It acted upon the part of her that is void sent, rendering it dominant. Thus we were able to reverse it with the power of light. I labor to believe that Xenos possessed such arcane knowledge. In all likelihood, it came from Fandaniel. Were Zero wholly void sent, I doubt the crystal would have had an effect on her. One might say that Hydaelyn had a hand in your meeting.
Indeed. That's entirely possible.
Tis no exaggeration to say that Zero has proven herself invaluable.
Quite.
A boon from Hydaelyn herself.
You could very well say
Our
that.
cooperation may come at a price, but whatever it is, I am willing to pay it. Exhausting though it may be at times.
Let's get some crit hit going. Hey, Store. If I may excuse myself, I wish to pay a visit to the High Crucible. Well, scales functioned admirably. It would be prudent to have them inspected for signs of degradation. By all means, I shall do the same for this vessel. Then I'll go and meet with the soldiers. Share with them what I've learned, fighting Void Sent in the 13th. What of you, my friend? Have you any immediate plans? I'm just worried about Zero. In that case, might I trouble you with a small task? I wish to have food ready for Zero when she awakens, you see. Would you be willing to go to Maris Marine and ask for suitable refreshments?
Sure, I can do that.
Excellent. In the meantime, Nidana will watch over Zero. She's already en route. Let us each tend to their respective business and reconvene anon.
Sure, sounds great.
I have no idea how I got there, but that's fine. Maybe the game will send me there when necessary. I do want to check and see if I can upgrade my staff before I go too much further. And we definitely need to repair everything. To beat the crap out of my stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely beat the crap out of my stuff. All right. So close. That's 29 away. All right. Well, I'm gonna save it for the real deal. Let's check on this as well while I'm here. You know you'll get from me. Hope it satisfies you. If you want this, we'll take it. Actually, let's work on our gear, shall we? Performing a menial task. And that should be good for now. And I think that's it. Next thing I have a more meaningful task for me. Alright, let's just go. Welcome to Maria's Inn. Please make yourself comfortable. Hey, I'm supposed to get some food for Zero. What? The guest of the satrap has collapsed from hunger. Of course, I would be happy to help. You need only tell me what you desire.
Give me a rich and hearty meal with plenty of meat.
Well, that might be perfect for an adventure of preparing to raid a treasure vault. I fear it to be too much for someone coming after a long slumber. I would recommend something gentler on the stomach, like apples here. They just come in, and I guarantee their freshness. Afterward, once your guest feels better, she's welcome to sample whatever else we can provide. Just let me know. The attendant. Welcome back. Lest you worry, Mistress Nadana has been taking good care of our guest. Will you be joining them now?
Sure, I will. Let's go.
Light.
I know, right?
Is this an inn? What happened? How did I get here? There's no time. I must rejoin the battle. I must...
Oh, you're awake! Wonderful! Ah! Ah! What is this? Some sort of fiend? A fiend? Where is it? Where?
Surprise. It's you.
But this is no time for jokes. You're in the source, my dear. The world next door. So to speak. The others brought you here after you collapsed. I'll fetch them at once. Wait, just a moment.
Here, have some apples. You eat them. They're really good. I want to get you carrots of happiness, but I don't have any here.
I took the liberty of arranging refreshments. I hope you find them as flavorful as they are invigorating.
You got small again.
Right.
This isn't what you promised. I suppose ether is ether.
Wait. Don't tell me you don't know how to eat?
I took what I needed from it. What's the problem?
Where's the enjoyment in that? You're supposed to bite, to chew, to savor, and then swallow.
Mastication in public? I never.
That's the way. So, did it taste good?
I don't know.
The long years without eating may have dulled your sense of taste.
Well, we void scent have no need for such when consuming others.
Right, she's part void scent.
There are some who speak of taste when describing the quality and affinity of their prey's ether. But I loathe the act. Taking ether in small amounts like this is one thing. But diluting my essence, diminishing myself, I'd sooner die. And I have died, countless times.
You have? But what happens when you do?
Well, you just wake up the next day.
Not much. After a while, you return, together with all your expended life force. The important thing is to die where others won't devour you.
That's actually
Amazing.
a great piece of advice.
My peers who study immortality and resurrection would be most interested in this phenomenon.
I kind of wish I had paused there and just taken a screenshot of that. It's important to die where others won't devour you.
The question of taste aside, I am glad that you are able to partake of food like us. I dare say it agrees with your personal preferences.
That's true. You can keep giving me the same on a regular basis.
Very well. As my guest, I shall see that you do not want for comfort. And one other thing. We brought you to our world without your consent, and for that, I apologize. If you wish it, we will return you to yours once you have regained your strength.
It's fine. I have no reason to go back. Except for yours, perhaps. You intend to cross over again, I take it.
I do. I have yet to find my sister. I want nothing more than to rush to her aid, to find this Golbez and free her from his clutches, if he still holds her captive.
Though if our recent experience has taught us anything, 'tis that the 13th is more dangerous than we ever imagined. Caution must be our watchword.
Indeed.
Better late than never. In the short time you spent in our world, you left a trail of chaos in your wake. You managed to return in one piece this time. But don't assume you'll be so lucky the next.
Rest assured, we will make no assumptions and spare no preparation. Speaking of which, while we rest and ready ourselves, I ask that you tell me more about your home. In return, I will tell you about ours. I will show you my domain, Rads at hand.
Exchange of information.
Again, a stranger in this strange land. I have a condition. You must come too.
Sure.
You have my thanks.
Master Krulins, if you would follow me, I'll show you to the guest chambers. No, that's fine. I'm actually trying to fight for her. This world's brimming with ether. I feel invigorated just standing here in the breeze. I'm glad to hear it. So, is there any place in particular you wish to see? Perhaps where that food came from. Apple, was it? Well, I do not expect I'll collapse again. It'd be good to know where I can procure more, if necessary. Merit Meyen it is. I shall introduce you to the head waitress, Melir. Freshman and Zero are now accompanying you. Keep them at your side in order to proceed with quest objectives. Hey, you know what? This is our number 2 tutorial. I'm not even sure we've made it out of point 1, but yeah. Underover was 5, I believe. We're already to 2, and I'm not sure we're out of 6.1, so we may end up like blowing away that number. Because boy, they sure do love tutorials. Every single time. This is the place. The air is different here. I speak not of heat. There is a texture to it, a fullness, unlike that of elsewhere. Ah, you smell the cooking, I believe. Hannish cuisine is quite fragrant and delicious. I hope you'll agree. We could attempt to introduce Zero to Medrin herself, but Melil is more likely to be available. Hey, Melil. Welcome to Mairead's Mairead. Greetings, Melil. May I introduce you to Zero? She is an esteemed guest, and I ask that you see to her meals during her stay. Oh, yes. Mariel has told us all. Please, come with us. Please come to us whenever you are hungry. We will look after you. 'Twas here that Pietro obtained the apple. While the palace cooks can prepare whatever you desire, 'tis certainly quick and convenient food. I remember it. Who are the ones there, moving their bodies about? Is it for some ritual related to eating? Dancing? Ah, there you are. The dancers. They move their bodies to bring pleasure to those who are watching. It is a form of entertainment, part of our culture. How needlessly complicated. We voidsmen prefer simpler pleasures. That may be the way of it now, but your word, too, must have had such complicated diversions before. I don't remember. Well, let us move on. I propose we visit Ashan Bazaar, where goods the world over may be found. Oh, it's just right here. What are all these things for? What is it you do here? This is a marketplace, where people buy and sell goods. Since its earliest days, Razatan has served as a trading hub, and here you'll find not only local products, but wares from distant lands. I should mention that the vendors generally only accept payment in coin or tombstones. If there's aught you desire, I shall take care of it. So that is what tombstones are for. Voidsent returned with them on occasion, but I never knew their purpose. They struck me as useless trinkets, and I couldn't understand your obsession with them. On that subject, there appeared to be no shops in the 13th. Do you never make bargains in which possessions are exchanged? We do. Rarely. We strike bargains when we want something done. If we desire an object, we kill whoever has it. I see. Your bargains may be likened to employment, I believe. I shall bear this in mind. With that, let us continue on. I propose we head to the High Crucible of Alchemia. Hope you guys can keep up. I got these flowing ropes that I can run pretty fast in. Here, vessel.
Why, Master Vitra, how may we serve you this day? If you're here for your vessel, I'm afraid we're still tending to it.
No, there is no rush. Pray take as much time as you require, and know that I have complete faith in your work. The High Crucible is home to the finest alchemists. They are the ones who created my body, and they provide you with healing as well. Now that I think on it, you weren't at all surprised when I changed forms. We were aware of my nature from the start, that I was a soul occupying a vessel not my own. That's hardly uncommon in my world. When given the chance, many shed their bodies to claim stronger ones.
Oh, you must be the rumored guest. Oh, we've been so very eager to meet you. If you have a moment, would you care to stay for some tea? Oh, the sisters know we love to hear your tales.
No, I've had enough food for now. I can always obtain more without the need for inane chatter.
No. No need to decline outright. I dare say you're tired. Let us save it for another time and return to Magaduta. If aught catches your eye en route, do not hesitate to say so.
What's she gonna say? She's gonna be freaked out by the plants? That'd be something. Some sort of fruit. Pitiful things, though. I imagine you'd need to eat a lot of them to derive any kind of satisfaction.
These are mulberry trees. While the fruits are indeed edible, more important are the leaves, which can feed the silkworms. Without the creatures, we would not have the silk to make our famous Darnarian weave. Furthermore, the bark of the tree also possesses a medicinal property. You would be hard-pressed to find a more useful plant.
I have one growing as a weed in my garden. That's so. Aside from food, I would not have considered any other purpose for it. Master Vitra, and Peter, too.
Ah, it isn't young Marat. And that would be your sister, Yashara. All is well in the orphanage, I assume?
Yes, Your Excellency. The other children are very safe, and they're very nice, and we all look out for one another. Oh, just the other day, Astinian came to see us. Everyone is really happy and excited.
Truly? Astinian paid you a visit? That is well.
Is she a new friend?
Friend. You know what that is.
What, you mean you don't?
She is a visitor from a faraway land. You see, she is unfamiliar with our language.
Oh, then we'll teach you. A friend is someone you like to play with.
Play with? I can teach you how to play cards. I'm actually really good at it. Zenos seemed to be enjoying himself when he fought you. Is that the same thing? Absolutely not. That was fighting. That's not the same thing as playing. And I'm no closer to understanding it. Why he traversed the great expanse, why he risked his life and limb for you. But I waste energy dwelling on such things. I'm not Zenos. I stand to gain nothing by knowing his heart. I'm sorry I couldn't explain it very well. There's no need to apologize. The fault is not yours, but mine for failing to make sense of your words.
Yeah. Well, we'd better get back to our errand. Goodbye, it was nice meeting you.
And the rain begins to stop. The rain stops. The opposite of the beginning. We're teaching her the nature of how to be human. Hi, 7 of 9. Nice to meet you. Through Zenos, I thought I understood the ways of your world. The more I learn of it, the more I realize how little I actually know. It's all so strange. Your behavior, your reasons. I find myself baffled at every turn. But the feeling is not unwelcome. I am learning, bit by bit. It was the right decision to join you.
I believe Zero's time here has been rewarding, and 'twas no small part due to your company. My thanks for your agreeing to join us. Come, let us return to Magaduta. Welcome back, Master Krolinsk. Will you be heading to the guest chambers? Well. Man, I had to take another potty break? Jeez.
So, what are your impressions of Radzatan?
There's a lot of mortals.
That's true. Oh yeah, I must go. I'll be right back. All right, let's continue.
Considering your origin, I can see why that might be your first observation. Though they would call each other people, I think.
Indeed.
If you wish to know about our fair city, I should be glad to place a guide at your disposal.
No need. I'll show myself around. There's only so much about my home I can share with you in return, after all. While I remember some few tales of the past, I cannot speak to their authenticity. But if that is enough, then I will tell you of the events that saw darkness engulf our world. The Contra Memoria.
Definitely want to hear about that. Oh, yes.
We are all ears. Please.
And me especially.
Long ago, light filled the world and all was at peace. But then the servants of darkness came, and they bequeathed a black art unto men. Channeling the power of hope and prayer, one could call forth fearsome beings known as Eidolons.
The Ascians. And these Eidolons are surely primals.
Right. That's what I thought as well.
Then you have faced the same, and understand that when an Eidolon is birthed, strife follows. And in such strife, the weak are the first to suffer.
Yep, sounds exactly right.
When it seemed the world would be plunged into chaos, heroes appeared. They were blessed with a singular power, the power to bind the ether of Eidolons within crystals known as Memoria. My mother was one such Memoriat. But in fighting to save many, she herself was touched by darkness. As was I.
And so you were born part Voidsent, before the world was overcome?
How exactly did that calamity come to pass? Did the Memoriates not triumph?
They did. They expunged the seeds of chaos and restored the peace, only to find themselves seduced by the darkness they had sealed.
Dope.
They spread the taint, transforming men into monsters, what you call Voidsent, and raised armies to wage new wars.
Not the first to be corrupted by power, nor the last.
Showing how it works.
Some defied temptation and held fast to the light. My mother and I among them. For years and years we fought, but it was not enough. And when our strength was spent, our bulwarks broken, so too was the world.
The flood of darkness.
The stars faded from the heavens as a pall black as pitch enveloped creation. Darkness raged unchecked, rending the very walls of reality. I was cast into the rift, and there trapped for what felt like an eternity. Until I came upon a crack. Tiny, infinitesimal, but enough for me to squeeze through. And find my world changed beyond recognition, into the lightless waste you saw.
So that is how you were able to escape becoming a Voidsent in full.
I suppose I should consider myself fortunate. Were I like most others, I wouldn't have lasted a day before being devoured. We, the lost, are better equipped to survive in a lost world.
Man, something's going on with our
A lost world, you say? I wouldn't be so sure. The 13th is still there, is it not?
It is there.
What are you getting at?
We could save it.
To explain requires that we initiate you into the truth of the source and its reflections. Be warned that this will take a while.
Right. Once upon a time, there was a single world, and it had, like, heavenly beings in charge of it. That part's not important. It got broken apart into 13, being sundered by Hylan, who was designed to keep Zodiac in check. Zodiac, you see, was the one who was running the entire world before. He was a god that was summoned by acid. That part's not important. Don't worry about it. So anyway, there was this one world that was taken over by light.
Then, unlike the worlds that have been rejoined, mine still...
The Oracle of Light prevented the first from being completely overcome. So the situation may not be completely identical to that of your 13th. But the fact remains that we were able to restore a measure of balance to a world brought to the brink of destruction.
Mm-hmm.
After which, some intrepid young souls succeeded in restoring life back to lands thought lost to light.
Yep.
Which gives me cause to hope the day may yet come when life springs forth anew in the 13th.
That could happen.
Of course, these are only possibilities. I offer no guarantees.
But that would be amazing.
But having experienced what we have, I dare say we are more qualified than most to speak on the matter.
Wait, I don't understand. Why would you say these things? As if you mean to... But the sole reason you came to the Void was...
To find a dragon, aye. And in light of what we've seen, we'd be fools to strive for more.
And yet.
But we Scions, former Scions, begging your pardon, have a habit of not leaving well enough alone.
We save worlds. That's what we do.
But old habits die hard, don't they, my friend?
Mm-hmm.
Restoring the light would serve our efforts to find and free Ashdaya. There is no reason not to try.
Do as you will. I have no desire to save that world.
Be that as it may, we will have need of your power when next we face Voidsent.
Right.
You know how it works. If you want my help, you must pay my price. And now that you've drawn Golbez's attention, it's going to cost you more. A lot more. I will consider this a deposit.
Apples. You got pizza, you got kebabs. Okay, so this one time, you see, I got carrots from the moon, and they were amazing. Though our time in the void was short, we managed to ascertain that my sister yet lives, and it cannot be overstated how fortunate we are to have met Zero. But the greater blessing is nevertheless you, my friend, for your encouragement to embark upon my search anew, and your help in overcoming the challenges thus far. Sure. I'm very excited to go forward with you. Oh, look at that. It's a little slug. Hold on, you're not supposed to be out here. Golbez and his minions will seek to stymie our efforts. Of this we can be sure. But with you all by my side, I have confidence that we will succeed, that we will find and liberate my sister, and that we shall return home together. Well, I even hope so. Give me that silver. Meanwhile, elsewhere,
First Scarmiglione, and now Barbariccia. Useless, the both of them.
'Twas no lie. They conspire with a Memoriat.
And their search for the dragon will lead them here.
so I'll beat those two guys in the next one. Maybe
The
them too.
war looms nigh. We cannot allow these interlopers to interfere.
If I may, my lord, I have a plan to eliminate them.
Oh?
In order to guarantee success, however, I will require Canyanzo's cooperation. Yeah, there's sport to be had, then I'll play along. As much as I dislike following your lead, I have no patience for scheming.
Well and good to have confidence, but do not forget the cost of failure.
Rest assured, I will see the dream to fruition. Even should I be consumed by my own flames, I will pave the way for one and all.
Then I will trust in your oath and your plan.
We will give you cause to rejoice, my lord. This I vow.
Or die trying.
Some excitement for a trip.
Fire and ice. Fire and ice reminds me of Lahiland. Correct, Yika?
No sacrifice is too great. Even should my 4 archfiends be lost, I will not halt my steps.
I love you too, kitty.
The prison of passivity is an obstacle to my cause, and so you must fall.
You who?
What irony that the blessed... As I swore so long ago. The gate lies open. At long last, my ambition shall be fulfilled.
Gomez looking to take over the source. So it's either the end of the first or the second. Into the light. Buried memory. All right. Let me check really quick. Buried memory. What is that? Just a moment. So that's 2 out of 5. Okay, so we got 2 out of 5. So we're almost halfway done. That's a little bit easier to stomach. Once more to the void. Ah, Pietro, as always, your timing is most fortuitous. I wish to share with you news concerning Zero. You'll recall that in exchange for Ada, she agreed to aid us in our search for my sister. At Ishvar's suggestion, I began providing said ether, a form of food. Zero has found the arrangement to be agreeable and has been eating steadily. In large part to that, she claims to have already made a full recovery. As you and the others are clearly as well, I would set forth to the void once more. Excellent. I should inform Ishvar and Yestinia, and then go to collect my other vessel from the alchemist. In the meantime, might I ask you to go fetch Zero? She was absent when I visited her chambers earlier. I would suspect that you will find her in the corridor, connecting yours and Kama. It seems she has grown partial to the view of the city at the port. Once we've attended to our respective tasks, let us gather here. All right. That's the mission. Hey there, Radiant Scout. What's up? Ah, Master Pietro, you could not have appeared at a better time. You see, while out patrolling the city, I chanced to sight the void site. Oh, slug, huh? I think I saw one too. I immediately chased it down for the intent of eliminating it, but something about it struck me as odd. For one, it made no move to defend itself, but simply sat there, jiggling. Which is why, against my better judgment, I decided to capture it instead. Having traveled to the void, I dare say of considerable knowledge of its denizens. If you have a moment, might I trouble you for your opinion on the creature's unusual behavior? Sure, why not? I'm
truly grateful. Now, if you will follow me, the creature is being held in the hull of the Radiant Host. Negaduta, the palace of the Satrap, serves not only as the residence, but also the center for Razat Han's government, meaning Cloud Messenger in the old Exodora tongue. Megaduta is built on the summit of a rocky megalith, with great doors admitting an endless stream of servants, petitioners, and official visitors. Meow. Meow. Sorry. I'm not actually that sorry. I'm having a good time. All right. So let's see here. Radiant Host. Accidentally went to the side quest. But that's what I wanted to do, so that's fine. Sullen-eyed void scent. Is this a minion? Looks like a minion. Here it is. Surprisingly docile, even when I captured it. And there have been no reports of attacks prior to that. Even so, it is the nature of void scent to prey on people for their aether. Perhaps if it bides its time, waiting to carry out some matter of scheme. I remember you. Yes, you and Troya. Please, you must help me. What do you need help with? Oh, you do understand me. I understand the mortal tongue well enough, but I don't have a mouth to produce the sounds. It has been a struggle to convey my thoughts, but not anymore. You can help me. Yes, you can. Apparently he wants my help. You can converse with a void scent. Amazing. Could you ask it why it came here? Sure. Hey there, little slug. Why did you come to the source? When you and yours stormed the castle, I was caught up in the fighting, and I died. In time I returned, but I tire of fighting. So I fled, using the gate to your world. Having just been reborn, however, my essence hasn't fully bonded together yet. And so when I emerged from the gate, it was of several sundered selves. That sounds bad. Frightened and confused, they scattered. Following their trail led me here, my diminutive size allowing me to remain largely unseen. But in the same token, I can do little more than sneak about. Each of us was weak and powerless, which is why we consumed one another in the first place. Together we were strong, and I want you to help me find all of me, so I can be whole again. You wish to strike a bargain, then? Yes, I would. To be whole again and live in this world, I would strike 1,000 bargains. We still remember the past, you see. Still remember when we were mortals. We long to have that life again, but we need your help, starting by reuniting us. We won't try to devour anyone, even when we're whole, I swear. You wish to learn more about the Void, yes? There's much we can teach you about those who rule its domains, about its past. Find the others and they'll tell you all they know. No eating, no tricks. Do we have a bargain? Yeah, I've been told that you guys are terrible to make deals with, but sure, I'll make a deal with you. He wants to find his friends, the other ones of him. So it crossed over to our world to escape conflict, and now it searches for the rest of itself. I understand Void Scent are quite reliable when it comes to fulfilling a pact, and I dare say having one as an ally would benefit our research into the other world. Very well. If you would be so kind as to search for its kin, I will consult my superiors on how best to deal with them. Sure, I can do that. By that I take it we have a bargain. Good. I sense 4 others close by. When you find them, you need only point them in this direction. Once they sense my presence, I can guide them the rest of the way.
Sure. This won't come back to bite us at all. Time for a void scent hunt, huh? Wayward Heck Dice. Here there, you heck and I. What's that? I asked you to search for me in exchange for knowledge about powerful void scent. I'm still waiting to see this and that, but I suppose a deal is a deal. Those men over there. Soldiers, are they not? We used to have soldiers in our world, too. There were lots of them during the Contra Memoria. Ah, back from Weaver's warding, are you? I hear you fought well against the Void Scent, and that those that slipped through. Come now, I merely did my duty. Haven't we all sworn to protect our nation, no matter the cost? Protect our nation. How familiar are these words? Where was it that I heard them? I'm not sure. Maybe from your past? Ah, yes. It was the early days of the Contra Memoria. The enemy had conjured a terrible Adblyden to lay siege to a fortress. The garrison was made up of ordinary soldiers, men and women with no remarkable abilities. But led by their valiant commander, they fought bravely and desperately. They had to last until the Memoria arrived. The commander told them, needed to hold out no matter the cost. A Memoria did eventually arrive, but not soon enough for these soldiers. Having struck down the Adlyden, the Memoriat and his servants searched the castle for survivors. They found only the dead. But just when they'd given up all hope, a faint groaning reached their ears. They rushed over to the sound and cleared away the debris. The sight of the man filled them with anger. Your soldiers were slaughtered to a man, yet there's barely a scratch upon you. What is the meaning of this? The Hedron was savage, but mindless. It was a simple thing to hide myself beneath fallen debris. Hide? As commander, you had a duty to your men. You are supposed to put their lives before your own. Spare me. My duty was to ensure the fortress stood, and I did. Besides, my death would have achieved nothing. Honor be damned. No, I'm sworn to protect our nation, and to do that I must live. It is my fate to fail here. It isn't my fate to fall here. It isn't your fate, you say? Hope? Is he merely unconscious? Come, let us bury these soldiers, and a commander with them. Fate shall decide what will become of him, whether he lives or dies. Very well, my lord. Okay, then. Apparently he survived. Funeral rites were later held for the fallen, but solemn tears quickly gave way to horrified screams as the body emerged from the earth. That of the commander. I can't die. I must live, the man ascendant declared. The people thought him a demon, a disheveled horror, muttering curses as he wandered off to regions unknown. Skarnamion, they called him, a name befitting his newfound grisly visage, a name befitting a monster. Well, we killed that one. The one that refused to die. We thought we had buried him deep, but a mortal's desire to live is not to be underestimated. You are mortal, so I expect you to understand the desire. Well, that concludes my tale. I had best rejoin myself, if you'll excuse me. So we're getting some history of the Four Lords. Hey, anybody seen an eye crawling around here? It's a big eyeball. There it is. Hey, you. So this is where mortals consume ether. Hey, you need to go back to yourself. Dreading loneliness more than hunger. How very much like me. If you don't mind, though, I'd like to observe the mortals a little while longer. We had a deal. You're supposed to tell me about these creatures that we found, and then you go back to yourself.
The food here is most simply sublime. Why, I feel stronger after every bite, as if the Marga themselves were granting me their blessing. The food is tasty, that's true enough, but no food is so sublime as to be a substitute for proper training, my friend. Stronger with every bite, every feed. For my part of the bargain, I will tell you about how we void scent becomes strong. Simply put, it depends on the quality and quantity of the ether we harbor. When the world was consumed by darkness, the heroes known as the Memoriates arose as powerful void scent. In contrast, the vast majority of mortals, powerless and unremarkable as they were, became ordinary void scent. Like me. There were exceptions, of course, but one in particular I will never forget. Scarlemeon never had seen a void scent so craven. Even when pushed to the brink of starvation, he would prey only upon those weaker than himself. He subsided on scant leavings and lived in constant fear and hunger. In the face of danger, a void scent stronger than himself, fleeing was the only option. But a day came when he found his way barred.
How pitiful.
Such overwhelming ether. Who is this?
You fled instead of face your foe. Why?
Why? I am too weak. Why else? I would have been devoured.
So, had you enough strength, you would have stood your ground. Very well, then.
What is happening? Yes, I feel it. The power is swelling within me.
Lo, your foe returns.
What have you done to me?
I granted you but a sliver of aether. 'Twas with the power you already possessed that you defeated your foe.
I possess this power?
Fear had clouded your eyes, blinded you to the strength you had attained feeding upon the weak. If you would free yourself from fear, then join me. You still have a greater cause to live for, and no true power.
Curious how, in a world without death, the fear of it could be the key to great strength. The knight recognized this, recognized the void scent's potential, and thus did he take it into him, and take him into his service. Determined as he is to live, it wouldn't surprise me if he were still somewhere out there. He'd even be more powerful now, I expect, from all the devouring he would have done since. Unlike your world, eating actually makes you stronger in hours. Well, I must be going now. The others are waiting. And there's only 45 minutes left of the stream. This is going so fast. I love it. Making the time go quick, I should say.
My other self grows lonely, you say. My apologies. It was my intent to seek out the others, but I was distracted by the bickering pair of mortals yonder. My goodness, there's some colorful language.
To hells with your father. You should not need his protection just to leave the God's damn house.
Please mind your language. What would father say if he were to hear you?
It's always father this and father that with you. I am sick of it. You are your own woman now. Bloody act like one for a change.
Colorful language, yes. Not from the girl, though. Oh no, she appears to be quite well bred. Okay. I just hope she's happier than the girl I knew long, long ago.
The girl we watched die? The girl we actually killed?
That girl was born of a family of thugs who suddenly found themselves nobility. She was raised as a noblewoman and had servants tending to her every need. But in the end, she was merely a beautiful bird kept in a golden cage. Wanted her to be a proper lady. Her parents presided over all aspects of her life. They decided everything for her, telling her what to do and say. Chafing from the fetters of her restricted life, she solicited her handmaiden's aid and stole outside the manor, where she enjoyed a moment of bliss unbeknownst to her parents, or so she thought. It was not long before her father dragged her back to her room, barring the door and windows, denying her even the simple pleasure in the afternoon breeze.
This is the girl who eventually gained the power of flight.
Even a bird in the cage may chirp freely, but she wasn't even suffered to give voice to her desires.
That's messed up.
But she wouldn't be deterred. Having once tasted freedom, she yearned for more, and one day she succeeded in sneaking out the manor a second time.
You're late. I was beginning to think you wouldn't come.
If you're expecting your friend, I'm afraid they're not coming.
Father, what do you mean they're not coming?
I had known that some miscreants were cavorting in these parts, but to think that they'd dare to try to consort with my daughter. Well, you needn't worry about them anymore. They are food for the fishes now.
How could you do this, Father? Why must you torment me so?
Know your place, girl. Your means for our family to gain influence, and I will not have you sullying yourself with some riffraff. Get him. You will not leave your chambers save with my permission, nor will you disobey me again. If you do so, there will be severe consequences. Am I understood? I said, am I understood? To hell. Don't mess with the botanist, man. Oh. I said, go to hell. Ah! Sorry, I'm not good at screaming. The birds are chirping.
Ah, to think it could be so exhilarating to speak my mind, to do as I please. No more living in a cage. From this moment on, I am free as the wind. Off she goes.
The young woman struck out on her own, and in her travels discovered her true calling, not in the halls of lords and ladies, but on the battlefield.
She became a force of nature, famed for her striking beauty which belied a terrible savagery. And with this new life, she also claimed a new name, Barbaricia. How barbaric. Botanists can't do that. But totally can. Indeed, she found her freedom. But did she also find happiness, I wonder? I suppose I'll never know, nor does it matter, for the world that once was is no more. Oh, goodness me, I'd better rejoin the others. Yeah, you had. Hey, Zero. What's up? All right. What is?
Everyone is so carefree. Unafraid and unconcerned in spite of their weakness, and how easily their lives could be torn apart in an instant. Such luxuries are lost to us. We have no hopes or dreams, and even the release of death. Only hunger. Others are a means to an end. At times, a literal one.
Means to an end. Right.
We forge covenants with men and come here to feed. Or to die. I thought it would be no different when I was summoned by Xenos. Lives were tools to him, to be used and discarded at whim. In that respect, he was a void-sent at heart. But towards you, and you alone, he behaved differently. And I cannot fathom why.
Me neither, honestly.
What was it that drove him? What made him choose such an end?
Stupidity, insanity.
But enough about that man. He is dead and we are all better for it.
You're right there.
Why are you here? Was there something you needed?
I was supposed to come by and get you. Apparently we're going to be going back in wherever.
So you're heading back now. Then as per our bargain, I will go as well.
I am looking for someone. I'll know him when I see him. He has a look. Hey there, Hexite. Ah, what a refreshing breeze. I'm come to get you. I'm to return to the others. Bah, they should come here. Would you look at this beautiful, boundless sky? Mortals take to the air from here, do they not? Would that I had the wings to soar amongst the clouds myself. But we void sent are not wont to roam, you see. The mightiest among us carve out domains, while the rest labor to stay in their good graces. Now, the master of a domain seldom ventures outside. It is for the one territory that one is strongest. Oh, great. A fog just rolled in, so our view is obscured. For some reason, however, confinement proved trying, as was the case for a certain void scent I knew. So do you have wind in your area? You do, right? The lady turned into the wind? How do you guys handle fog? I speak of the free-spirited terror Barbaricia. When she first established her domain, she whiled away the days waiting for her minions to bring her prey. Aether amassed from these offerings was devoted to the singular pleasure of caring for her silky, flowing locks. But the resources of her domain were not without their limits. It was only when none remained to oppose her that she realized she was a prisoner in her own domain, and unless she broke free, she would inevitably wither away, alone. Not knowing what to do, she had fallen into the depths of despair when the hand of salvation came to pull her out. At this rate, my precious hair will frizzle and fray. Had I only the strength to leave my domain.
If strength is your desire, that is easily granted.
Who are you? Such power surging through me.
And what will you do with it? What is it that you desire?
What I desire is...
You would move your very domain. Impressive.
That I can do such a thing. What have you done to me?
I granted you Aether, nothing more. It was your will that made it possible.
My will.
Even so, no matter where you should go, there is naught but darkness. What could your destination possibly be?
Destination. I had no need for such. I wish but to be free, like the wind.
And thus your moving castle began.
In a world that had met its end, rare indeed is the soul that desires freedom so ardently that she could will her very domain to move. Recognizing this quality, the knight would grant her more power and a place of command in his mighty army.
Okay, so those are the two fiends we fought.
A story worthy of our bargain, I trust. I might have had more to tell had I not fallen into her domain, fallen off of her domain. It seems you mortals also have a fondness for flying. I'd certainly like to try riding one of those airships of yours. But perhaps another time. My other selves will be a blubbering mess if I don't hurry and rejoin them.
You found the last of the Void Scent. Time to head back to the Hall of the Radiant Host. Can you guys not eat each other here?
Thank you so much for finding me. I hope the knowledge I had to share was worthy of our arrangement.
How did you come to know the Archfiends?
My other selves lived quite desperate lives, both as mortals and as Void Scent, though I suppose it is rather fortuitous that they crossed paths with such powerful Void Scent. More importantly, what they could offer was worthy of our bargain, and for that, I am glad.
All right, well, cool.
All that remains now is for us to rejoin and become whole again.
Can you not do that here?
Huh? Is this not all of me? problem.
There can be no other explanation. There's still more of me lost out there, somewhere. But I don't sense them. Where could they have gone?
Hey, do you know where the rest went, maybe?
You mean there are more of them wandering about? Oh, by the sisters. At the very least, if what you say is true, they pose no threat to the people. And until the others can be found, we will keep these 5 under our care.
All right.
Should I sense the others nearby? I hope we could count on you to find them, too.
So the rest will be after we beat the next 2, probably.
Everyone is here? Good. Let us set forth for the void once more.
All right, let's do it.
What is it?
You're awake. Hello, Corythius. Welcome. Gonna catch the last, 30 minutes here. Having fun going through MSQ of Endwalker Postgame. We're about 2/5 of the way through, I think.
He's calling.
Up until 9 a.m. That's pretty late.
What is the meaning of this?
Unless I'm mistaken, that was intended for one of your kin. Who?
It was for the briefest of moments, but I felt her. Ashdire.
Here?
I thought she was in the void.
Right.
As did I. Yet the presence was unmistakable. Thus did I call out, only for it to fade and vanish.
Perhaps she crossed over to the source, then immediately turned back.
Or someone brought a piece of her.
I do not know. Could she have found a way home?
The how of it
Be
aside,
nice.
if she was indeed in the source, there may be clues where she came through that could lead us back to her. Where exactly was it that you felt her presence?
That's the question right there.
Far to the north. That was all I could discern.
The north, you say? Beyond the bounty?
Garlemald.
Garlemald.
As good a place to start as any.
Indeed.
My apologies, Zero, but your return to the void will have to wait.
Zero's probably fine with that.
I told you before that I have no reason to go back there. Do as you will.
All right. I presume you wish to stay here in Radzat-Han until we return?
You've kept me amply fed. I wouldn't be averse to helping you on your search.
So, Corythius, were you playing Final Fantasy XIV? That was keeping you up, or was it just staying up in the night?
If Ashdaya was indeed here, other Voidsent may have made the journey as well.
Right. Rather than first
Very
Ascendant
well.
launched. Oh,
We
that's
would
right. You
welcome
got
your
like
company.
1,000 games coming out right now. RNP free time.
If it's decided, then I'll contact our associates in Garlemald.
All right.
It's me. Still talking everyone's ears off, I trust? Understood.
So 3 different drops
We'll
have
see you
happened today. So hopefully you get all 3 drops of people watching Final Fantasy XIV and just little rewards coming through from Twitch.
We're to rendezvous at Tertium.
with this being the launch day for this game.
We'll need to teleport to make it there in time. Can you?
Aye. I know it well from my time as an avatar.
Well, for Dawn Trail specifically.
Then it seems we're all set.
If there's nothing else, let us see to our final preparations.
I don't know if they're like set to certain times or if it's just if you log in, you get rewards of some kind. Gods revel and lands tremble. This is the third little expansion patch, third patch. So we're making our way pretty good. We got through 2 of them today. Hopefully we'll get 2 more tomorrow. And that would be Wednesday or Thursday. We'll start on Dawn Trail. Estinian is understandably bewildered. By all accounts, Ajaya is Golbez's prisoner. Yet, if she was in the source, it could be that she managed to escape from the void, if only for a fleeting moment. That is mere conjecture. If we want the truth, then we must go and find it. Come, let us make for Tertium. Our friends are waiting. All right, let's go.
Any moment now.
My
Cool.
friends, 'tis good to see you again.
Hey, Dolphino, what's up? And you as well. Matching outfits. At least they're different colors
And
this
you.
time.
I was worried that the cold wouldn't agree with you, but you're both looking quite well.
Their mother definitely fell in love with the twinning idea.
You get used to it. It helps that there's no shortage of fuel and heaters like before.
Glad to hear it.
Indeed.
Have you been working in Garlemald all this time?
We have. Though the worst is behind them, the people still have a long road ahead. With the nation in ruins and the leadership void yet to be filled, there remains a lack of direction, a pervasive sense of aimlessness and worry.
Still, everyone wants to make things better. And we're here to help.
Awesome.
A lot of Garleans wanted nothing to do with us, but they're starting to come round. Slowly, but surely.
Well, that's good. Sounds like quite the undertaking.
Indeed, it has not been easy. But we've been able to make progress thanks to the cooperation of like-minded souls.
Well, that's good.
The allied nations continue to send supplies, which allow us to meet basic needs such as food and shelter. Meanwhile, Euless and a number of soldiers have begun a restoration initiative, with more and more volunteers joining by the day.
Like Alphino said, they've got a long road ahead of them. But we'll get there together, one step at a time. But enough about events here. What brings you to us? And with new company, besides.
Oh, this is Zero.
This may take rather a long time to explain, but bear with me.
Usually we went to the 13th world, and there we found a void scent, and we used a crystal on it to make it into a person, and then we brought it back home.
The 13th? After traveling to the edge of existence, I thought you'd keep your escapades closer to home for a while. But I suppose there's no stopping you. Not that I'm one to talk, of course.
Right?
The heart of an adventurer cannot be denied.
Very true.
You could have at least invited me, too. Surely there was room enough for me and Grahar in the undersea vault.
Sorry, I wasn't trying to offend. I thought you were busy. Think you might need to be an affiliate to get drops or something? I'm not getting progress. Bummer.
I know. I only meant to tease. Mostly.
Like I said, I've gotten three. I've gotten 3 drops on my account, and my wife's, who's my second monitor, has also got 3. So I don't know. Maybe it's the amount of time. Bummer. I think it may be at certain points during the day that there's like drops happening at intervals that are unannounced. Who knows? I meant to tease mostly.
But on a more serious note, are we sure it's wise to keep Xenos' former avatar around?
Should be based on time watched. Right. Interesting. Sure it's wise to keep Xenos' former avatar around. Fair question.
I understand
Showing
how
now
you came to
8%.
work
Oh, there you
together,
go.
But nevertheless,
You're right to be cautious. I'm a void sent, after all. But do not conflate me with Xenos.
That's good.
To recall my time in his service, it angers me.
Understandable.
is that so?
Gonna look at some more questions.
We'll
Okay,
get
have
along
fun.
just fine, you and I.
Like I said, I've got maybe 20 more minutes. But I appreciate you stopping by, and feel free to lurk all you like. I appreciate it. It helps my numbers for sure.
Now that we are all caught up, to the matter at hand. As we were about to resume our search in the void, I felt the presence of my sister Ajdaya in the source. Somewhere in the far north, perhaps even here in Galdemar.
That'd be interesting.
If you have seen or heard anything out of the ordinary, I must know.
As a matter of fact, we may have.
Oh?
In recent days, we have had to contend with a surprising number of Voidsent. And not the lesser kind that occasionally manifest, but ones possessed of considerable power.
An invasion?
You think they might have been summoned? By whom?
We're not sure. But as Euless reminded us, practitioners of a certain traditional Garlean art rely upon Void-sent servants.
That's true.
The very same I believe you have mastered. While there are no known Reapers left in Garlemald, we can't rule out the possibility that some are working in secret.
To summon not one, but several powerful Voidsent is no small feat.
Right.
But if Ajdaya was indeed called from the Void...
Then it is likely the same party is responsible. Alternatively, the etheric confluence at the Tower of Babel may have triggered an expansion of natural fissures one could use to cross over. But I think that improbable, if not impossible.
And we must assume these events have indeed been orchestrated.
Well, summoned or no, we've been trying to track them to their origin. It's the mountains to the east, we think.
Can you guide us there?
I would, but the terrain is too difficult to traverse on foot. Nor is flying an option due to the winds.
Opens the charm. There we go.
Too much ground to cover in any case. Is there no way to narrow it down?
There is one place we thought to look first. An isolated village rumored to have once been home to a Reaper order.
That would indeed make an excellent start. Though the question of how to get there remains.
Euless may be of assistance. Let us return to Camp Broken Glass and consult him.
Okay. Let's check on mending. don't think we have anything else, but just to make sure. And we'll get like 1 or 2 more cutscenes, and I think that'll probably be it for today. I guess I could fast travel, but I'm already most of the way there at this point. Definitely should have fast traveled. That's fine. I expect it's been a while since you spoke with Julius. He'll be glad to see you. Hey, Eolus. What's up? Oh, Pieter. What a welcome surprise. And I see you're traveling with a large crew, as usual. Not to suggest it's an inconvenience for us. We'll be happy to share our supplies with you and your allies, should you require any. Thanks. Good to see you. Geez, these gauntlets are really cold. Apologies if we interrupt, Julius, but there's a matter we wish to discuss. We've just finished our routine briefing, so you come at a good time. Is this about the Void Scent? It is. From what we can discern, they are coming from the mountains to the east. Practitioners of the Reaper arts once lived in that area, did they not? Yes, they had a village there in the Lapis Manellus caverns. The Scythe-wielders forged pacts with the Void Scent, and took to battle with the beings at their side. For a while, they played an invaluable role in our military, but the advent of Magitech saw them fall out of favor. And when some of them unmasked as insurrectionists, the order was outlawed. The village was believed to have been long abandoned. Speaking of their art, it seems you picked it up. Who was it that taught you? Oh, I barely did it. Well, I suppose it's not here nor there now. My sister has been taken captive by Void Scent. I sensed their presence in this land, and I've come to search for her. If Void Scent has been sighted here, then I believe there is a connection. We should like to investigate these caverns you mentioned, but Alfino tells us that they are not easily reached. I'm afraid so. Deep snow and tumultuous winds rule out walking and flying. If you want to get anywhere, you're going to need a Magitech snowcraft. Alas, the last few functional ones we have broken down. It should still be over in Carillia Ingens, where it was abandoned. Is there anyone who can fix it? Perhaps the former engineers at Tappa's Den. Their duty included transporting Cerulean tanks to Jurlin Platform C using snowcraft. I expect they had to maintain a few over the years. Well, that's worth looking into, I'd say. In the course of delivering provisions, I've come to know the people there quite well. If they can help us, I'm sure they will. May I ask you to accompany her? Given the presence of Void Scent, it's best that we avoid traveling alone. Sure. In the meantime, will you not tell me more about the mountain? I would like to learn as much as I can before commencing our search in earnest. Come with me, I'll introduce you to someone who's well versed in the local geography. Alistair, was it? I wish to speak with you. In that case, why don't you come with us to Tappa's Den? We can chat on the way. 12 minutes.
What was it you wished to talk about?
Why do you help these people? What is it that you stand to gain?
She doesn't understand. She doesn't understand altruism. It does not exist in her world.
You don't act on behalf of a higher power, nor are you bound by a contract. In spite of this, you help them. Why?
And there I thought it was something serious. I help them because I want to. Because it's the right thing to do.
But what do you stand to gain? You didn't answer the question.
Didn't I? I followed my heart. What I got out of it came after. Was there anything else? If not, let's keep moving.
Right. To act not out of obligation or in pursuit of gain. To simply live. And they survive like this.
Yeah, coming? We should get back to it. But before we do, are you all right, Zero? Did I say something that confused or upset you? No. I'm simply trying to understand your perspective. If you wish to continue, I'm ready and able. That's a relief. This isn't the sort of place you want to mull over things. It's not that much further to Tappa's Den. I doubt we'll have much trouble in finding an engineer when we arrive. So let's speak with the first one we spot. Wait, I know you. You're the one who roughed up the guards. After you left, your contingent friends came along. Our lives are a lot easier now, thanks to them. They understood our plight and offered to help. Whether we wanted to stay here or return home. And for that, we're truly grateful. We're grateful to you too, Alice, eh? The trip across the lake is hardly pleasant, but you make it all the same to bring it. You made it all the same to bring us our provisions.
Oh, don't mention it. We're just glad we could help. That said, we were actually hoping to ask a favor of you today. We need a Magitech snowcraft repaired, the one abandoned in Cerelia Ingoods. We were told you might be up to the task.
Oh, so you want to ride the mammoth? That's what we took to calling the crafts and accounting for their size. As often as I use them as rigs, I know a thing or two about their maintenance. I'll see if I can get your mammoth roaring again. It's the least I can do to repay your kindness.
Wonderful. Please come back with us. Please come with us back to Camp Broken Glass, and we'll take it from there. And so far, so good, Pieta. Let us be on our way.
You mortals are more sensitive to the cold than I realized. My body is made differently, so I feel nothing. Oh, welcome back. I presume this is the engineer who will help us with the craft? Indeed. I'll do everything I can to get her up and running again. I doubt I'll be able to do so quickly, at least not on my own. The mammoth is big, and so are its parts. Some strong backs should make the work go faster. Yeah, you have Oz. Oh, you finished learning about the mountain, I take it? I feel a strong grasp of that area, as well as the sight of the snowcraft. Well, my back is probably not as strong as some, but I should be glad to stand guard for Voidsent and other unruly wildlife. Much obliged, miss. Let's all head over to the mammoth and assess what needs fixing. Now that matters well in hand. It means we can resume our duties. Would you care to assist us, Pieter? Oh, sure. I'd love to help. Well, how about you, Zero? Oh, boy, I will assist you as well, as payment for answering my question. Oh, it's hardly something that demands payment, but we will be glad for your contribution nonetheless. Alphino's been added to the Unending Codex. Alisay's been added to the Unending Codex. Guardian Empire's been added to the Unending Codex. Magitech's been added to the Unending Codex. I thank you again for agreeing to help. The Ilsabad contingent brings in shipments of food, medicine, and other necessities by airship. We've yet to deliver a share of the supplies to Tertium. I would appreciate it if one of you could assist us with this task today. I'll do it. Oh, well, Pieter, it looks like you're with me then. Voidsent sightings have been increasing by the day, which is why I had a mind to go out and patrol the Elben Ren. Shall we? Four minutes. We got one, maybe two cutscenes left. Voidsent was spotted here not long ago. Considering the proximity to Camp Broken Glass, everyone is understandably concerned, but hopefully not for much longer. You follow this road eastward, and I'll have a look at the north. If you should encounter any Voidsent, I won't begrudge you for dispatching them without me. Sure. Survey the surroundings, but not spy any errant Voidsent. Survey the surroundings, but do not spy any errant Voidsent. You sense this Voidsent's presence. You are a big one. Come on, computer. I got like a minute. Can't stay awake for a minute. All right, one more. And that'll be it for today. Citizen Snap. Bugs are from hell, I agree. Still about. All right. Thank you, Finn. And we will pick up the rest tomorrow. So thank you so much for watching. Again, I will be back tomorrow. I'll probably be hanging around looking for somebody else to watch for a bit to pump up these numbers. But yeah, it's been great. And we'll pick up probably main story quest tomorrow. So have a great one.